DrSayus.
Bitmaster is exactly what it says on the tin. On the Microsoft Store it has this description. Bitmaster is a dynamic and colourful twin-stick shooter. You need to destroy the enemies and collect power-ups to improve weapons. Game balance changes periodically, which makes the game unpredictable and difficult to get a high score. Features: 100 waves of enemies, 8 guns, 13 perks, 5 heroes to unlock, 20 types of enemies, 5 wicked bosses, only one way to escape. A lot of factors that may cause troubles or make the game easier. Let's start off talking about the story. Before the menu screen, we are presented with a few slides of hand-painted artwork and text filling with exposition about the game world. They only last for a minute, but they're worth it if you're into sci-fi. With that said, the story has no actual bearing on the game, so feel free to skip it if you like. Before jumping in, however, I recommend you look at help first. This shows the controls as well as a long list of factors that impact the gameplay. To be honest, I rarely notice the factors while playing. That's because both of them look similar with either a red or green background, with the icon usually being red or green itself. An optional in-game tutorial would have been helpful, but at the same time I wouldn't want a mandatory tutorial slowing the game down. What I learned playing Bitmaster is there are 2 power-ups to collect with each new wave of enemies. Sometimes they're marked on the map with a yellow dot surrounded by white pixels in game. Try to collect these as soon as you see them, because as soon as a new wave starts they'll be gone. I'm not sure if there's a benefit to constantly collecting power-ups, but I did finish more waves than usual when I did. Gameplay: only 1 out of 5 heroes are playable in the beginning, each with their own stats. The rest have to be unlocked by building up score points over multiple sessions. Having played a few hours, I wasn't able to unlock any more, but admittedly I'm not very good at the game. I saw plenty of enemy types, but I couldn't get far enough to see any of the bosses. All the different shapes that you find are the same as the ones you find in your geometry class. A few spew pellets, with some quickly chasing you all over the map. Often some of these enemies get stuck behind a wall and you need to approach them to fix this. Another issue is if exit is accidentally pressed on the pause screen, you'll be taken straight to the menu screen. Almost any game I've played gives a warning whenever you do this to ask if you're sure you want to leave, but Bitmaster doesn't do this, and as a result, if the player's distracted and they accidentally hit that button, all their progress is lost. What makes it worse for Bitmaster is the panel your cursor is on has a subtle highlight that can be very easy to miss. Unfortunately, as Bitmaster has been out on Steam since 2016, it's very unlikely these issues will be patched. Visuals: Bitmaster immediately struck me as having a similar art style to the Bit Trip series. What I mean by that is as you progress, the colours temporarily change to a psychedelic effect. This makes it more difficult to see enemies in case you thought the game was too easy. Another similarity would be that both use simplistic graphics. To be honest, Bitmaster looks like it's in 720p rather than the 1080p that I would come to expect on the original Xbox One. The game is set in a cyber area with laser gates. Admittedly, it's not the most appealing thing to look at, but as the enemies build up their numbers in later waves, it becomes less noticeable. Also, the player character can't turn the full 360 degrees smoothly. Sometimes they'll snap into a position, making it more difficult to shoot enemies. Annoying, but it's not a deal breaker. Audio: the soundtrack and sound effects are just what to expect of a game like this. Music while explaining the story is relaxing, while the menu screen has a higher tempo techno beat. Gameplay switches between techno tracks that suit the modern technology theme of Bitmaster. Bad audio sticks out like a sore thumb. Unfortunately, I didn't notice any here, which is great for an indie title. Verdict: I never escaped Bitmaster. However, as this is a high score arcade game, I believe it would take a while for the average player to complete it. Since I didn't get very far in Bitmaster, I won't be giving it a score. According to Steam, this is the first game Vladimir Shalopuk has developed. Sorry if I butchered the last name there. The fact he made a fully functioning arcade title by himself is impressive. It's better than some games made by teams of people this year, like Kick and Bunny. It released on Steam in 2016, with it just coming to the Xbox One this year at the time of this video. With that said, it's not the greatest arcade experience I've ever had, but for around $5 on the Microsoft Store or cheaper on Steam, it's worth a go if you like the genre. There's some fun to be had if it's plethora of player and enemy abilities. It's a shame there's only one level and you can only fight inanimate objects. In the developer's own words on the site Keymailer, the average game session is half an hour long. I wish they had wrote this on the Steam and Microsoft Store page as well. That would have made a lot more sense. Maybe would have attracted more of an audience who want a quick and easy game. So it's good to play if you don't have much time in your hands during the day and you also want to step up from a mobile game. Hello guys, hope you're having a fantastic day. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like and to subscribe for more videos.